Good morning, students. How are you today? I'm fine, thank you. I hope your weekend was great, as well as mine. I'm sure mine was great. Okay, this is our third week, and our subject today is basic science. Basic science. And our topic is still states of matter. Last week, our subtopic was on the solid, liquid, and gas. And I said last week that, of course, matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. Matter is what? Anything that has mass. The mass in context is the volume, the velocity, the quantity, the amount. When I mean amount, I'm not talking about cash. The size. Okay? That is the mass I'm talking about. Matter is anything that has weight and occupies what? Space. And one example I cited last week was your house. Your house in your environment. Your environment is the space. While your house itself has mass. Okay? And is occupying space. It has a large size. It has weight and is occupying what? Space. So it is known as what? Matter. And that's not the only example. I said about this ball. This ball is what matter. It has a certain size. It has mass. And it has a weight. It's occupying a space. Everything, all the materials you see around you are in what? Three forms. They are placed under what? Three states of what? Matter. Which is solid, the liquid, and the gas. And I told you that this states of matter has certain properties, certain virtues, properties that you can use to distinguish them from each other. Okay? And we said that for solids, the properties they have is they have a fixed shape and a volume. That is a size. They have a fixed shape and what? A volume. For solids. They are objects you can touch. You can even move some of them. They have fixed what? Shape and volume. Now for the liquids, we have water. They are liquids, you can pour them. They don't have fixed shape, but you can pour them. But they have volume. And when you pour them into a container, they take the shape of their container, unlike solid. If you put solid in a container now, you cannot take the shape of that container or the form. But if you pour liquid into a container, it takes its shape exactly. So liquids, they have surfaces, but they don't have a fixed what? Shape. Now I talked about gas, and I said gas, they don't have fixed shape and they don't have fixed what? Volume. And I said a major example of gas is what? The air. The air you breathe, the air I breathe. Okay? Now air occupies everywhere. Now another thing about gas, they can take the shape of their container too, like liquids. They take the shape of their container. They occupy the shape you give them in the container, okay? And then we talked about water. We said water can change from one state to another. And of course, we said what is responsible for this change in state is what? Temperature. And I told you that temperature is the degree of hotness or coldness. Okay? So temperature can affect or effect a change in state of what? Matter. How? Example, you get an ice cube. An ice cube is what? Water in a solid form. And when you place this ice cube in a particular place where the temperature is high, where the temperature is what? High. Where the temperature is heated, it will melt what? The ice. That is what happens. It melts what? The ice. Now that solid now reduces to what? Liquid. So the solid has changed, water has changed from what? Solid shape to what? Solid state to what? Liquid state. Okay? And now, in that liquid state, if you take that liquid, that water to another environment where the temperature is heated higher than before, the temperature has changed, it will now change from liquid to what? Gas. Which brings us our new what? Topic. Liquid to what? Gas. Okay? Now when that water dries up, it is known as what? It is known to be of what? Evaporated. What? Evaporated. Okay? Evaporated. Now, let me ask you, where did this water go to? The water you saw and you heated it. Of course, you'll be thinking it has disappeared. It did not disappear. Something happened. I'll tell you. That change in state from liquid to gas, it now mixes with the air. Okay? It now mixes what? When it changes from the liquid state to the gaseous state, it will now mix what with the what? Air. Now, this process is now called what? Evaporation. Evaporation. Now, simply let me ask you, what is evaporation? What is evaporation? It's a process whereby a liquid can change or convert into what? Gas. Evaporation is what? When liquid changes to what? Gas. Simple and short. You get it now, right? Joshua, can you defend it? If I ask you what evaporation is, can you defend it? Good. I know you can. Evaporation is a process whereby liquid will change to what? Gas. You can try it. You can just go inside, maybe after washing your clothes. You take the water, you just go outside and pour it. Wow. It will not disappear. I put it, it will not disappear. Okay? Once you pour the water outside, it will not disappear. It will take some time for it to go into what? Into the air. It will now evaporate. Okay? You will not see it again. After some time. It will not disappear immediately. It will not go out immediately. It will take some time for it to what? Disappear. Okay? So water evaporates more quickly in some conditions other than some. Water can evaporate more quickly in a certain condition than from other conditions. Okay? An increase in the temperature can cause water to evaporate more quickly. I mentioned temperature, which is the hotness or coldness. An increase, which is the hotness of an environment, can cause water to what? Evaporate quickly. For instance, you pour water outside. Of course, there is sun. Okay, when there is no sun, it will take much time for that water to evaporate. Okay, but when you pour it when there is sun, during dry season, it will take a few, just quickly, few minutes, it will just evaporate. Okay, for instance, okay, even when there is sun, if you pour water inside this place now, inside this place, you know, this place is style. If you pour water here, it will take time. In fact, it might likely take hours before it what? It depends on the amount of water for it to what? Evaporate. But when you pour the water outside, it will not take much time. The water will what? Evaporate. Another thing, we'll take for instance a dryer, a machine called dryer. Now, when women go to wash their hair, when they make their hair, they wash it. Before they make their hair, wash it. Once they wash their hair, normally you have to wait for you. If you wash your hair, you just wait for it to dry. Of course, once you wash your after bathing, you notice water is in your hair. You can wait for a certain period of time for it to dry. Or people that go to dye their hair, for guys, after doing it for it to dry, you can decide to wait for hours for your hair to what? Dry. But there is a machine called dryer. Once they use it, it is just air, heated air. They use it to dry what? In minutes, matter of minutes, it is dried. Okay, so that is a heated, high temperature. That's what they use to dry. So temperature, like I said, can affect what? Water. It causes what? Water to dry quickly. Okay, so another way evaporation takes place is what? An increase in the flow of what? Air around the liquid. It makes it what? It makes it to change. So when the air flow is high, when it has increased, for instance, during the Harmattan, you wash your clothes and spread it. Even if there is no sun, you wash your clothes and spread it during Harmattan. I assure you, it will dry quickly than when regular air just blow. During Harmattan, you know, the wind comes in full force. Okay? So your clothes also tend to grow, your water tends to disappear quickly when there is what? Good air flow, increased rate in what? Air. Okay? Another way, now I've given you two instances now. One, I said through dry, when the temperature is heated. Then the second one is air flow. The third one is what? Surface area. The surface area of a liquid that comes into contact with air also affects the rate of what? Evaporation. How? You bring a glass, a tumbler, fill it and keep it. You bring what? A plate, put water and keep it. It will take longer time for that water in the tumbler to evaporate, but it will take shorter time for the one the plate to evaporate. The one in the tumbler can evaporate less quickly, while the one in the plate can evaporate more quickly. Okay, so don't forget that the process whereby liquid change to gas is called what? Evaporation. Okay, and of course when water dries up, it is said to have evaporated. Okay, now and we mentioned that factors which can influence the evaporation is known as temperature, airflow, and surface area. Okay, these things can increase the speed of what? Evaporation. And now we said when liquid evaporates, it mixes with what? The gas what? Mixes with the what? Air. Okay, this is all we are going to do today. When next we go to class, we'll continue from here. But before that, I'm going to give you an assignment, which is name 3 things that can affect the speed of evaporation. Give an example of each. Here comes the end of our class. Submit assignments first thing tomorrow morning. Thank you and God bless you.